We're on to our action, discussion, information items. And the first item is the adoption of the negative declaration draft initial study for 525 San Antonio Road, Palo Alto, California. Dr. Skelly.
I think this is, so we did we do the public hearing first?
Oh, I
we did
apologize.
That at the last meeting.
Oh, so we're okay.
Last meeting? Okay, so I can move on. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to turn this item over to Dr. Golton and Harold Friedman, who is our legal counsel on this issue.
The board heard this item for discussion last week. Posted on the website, and the link is on this particular page. Was the state of the initial study and negative declaration at that time. There is a 30-day period for public comment. We finally received a comment. This was a stock comment from the State Department of Toxic Substances, and we responded to that comment, and I'd like to give the board a copy. But the fact remains, this is a routine comment that they send on all projects, and our environmental consultant ESA responded to that comment. And then we'll be happy. We responded to questions at the last meeting, and we'll be happy to respond to further questions.
I do have a question.
Okay. Board members, we'll start with Ms. Townsend.
Dr. Golton, I'm not sure if this is the right place to ask the question, but I was aware that a question had arisen given newspaper reports in the last couple of days about groundwater issues in parts of Los Altos and related to HP. Does that have any impact on this acquisition?
Yes, actually, I was trying to understand whether I'd comment on that newspaper article or alternatively here or when we talked about our findings. But I may as well here say that, yes, there was a concern about ground contamination at a site in Mountain View, and this has been going on for a very long time. Our environmental consultant, Cornerstone, in the course of their 1,050-page report, because they did a phase 1 analysis for those findings, commented that we have no reason to believe that this site in Palo Alto is involved in that kind of contamination.
Thank you.
Mr. Tom?
No questions.
Ms. Mitchell? Ms. Klausner?
Thanks. I just want to clarify this document that you just handed out to us. Could you just summarize it in a sentence or two to make sure there's nothing that we should be highlighting and just being aware of?
Yes. Again, this is the Department of Toxic Substances Control comment of October 6th related to our notice of intent, and it called to our intention. Well, first of all, it did. They made a number of statements. They said there's currently no building demolition being contemplated and no plans for reuse have been prepared. The project will remain in its present condition such time as plans are developed. Any future reuse or development is subject to separate review for compliance by CEQA. And the answer to that is yes, it is. They talked about demolishment. They recommend that environmental concerns be investigated and possibly mitigated in accordance with DTSC's interim guidance, evaluation of school sites, and the answer is yes, we are doing it. They called to our attention that if the site was previously used for agricultural purposes, then these particular issues need to be investigated, and yes, we have. And by the way, we will do it once again when we determine a final use for this site. This is simply, they mention if the PISD plans to use state funds for the project, then the city, well, they should have said the school district, but they, again, this is it's kind of a word processed comment. And so I'll say instead of that, then the school district shall comply with the requirements of the education code, and the answer is yes, we intend to do that. So.
Thank you, that's it.
I just want to ask one clarification. You're talking about the groundwater contamination, that it has not been found to be an issue for us. And I just wanted to say that in the newspaper it was reported that it was in the building that Cafe Riachi is in, which is near California Avenue, Sheraton and Park, but that still isn't an issue for us.
No, it isn't. At least our environmental consultant reports to it that, in their opinion, it's not an issue.
Thank you. Follow-up question.
In a follow-up question to Ms. Klausner's question, so each of the responses to the issues raised by the Department of or actually the, who's it, from DTSC, are those, the responses are particularly crafted to the questions put to you. So these are not generic, but actually they're particular to this land and our answer to these issues.
Yes, they are, but the fact remains this consultant has seen these comments before because DTSC routinely makes these comments as it relates to property acquisitions. And so they've seen these comments before. But that being said, they're telling us things that we know we need to do and we will pay attention to.
Okay.
Would you like a motion?
I would love a motion.
I move that we adopt the negative declaration for the 525 San Antonio Road, Palo Alto, California property acquisition.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes 5-0. No, we already took care of that. We took care of it at the last meeting. Okay. I don't know. Our next item is the appropriation of funds for possible purchase.
Do it carefully and do it anyway? Ms. Caswell, we're just wondering if, since it is, the public hearing is listed on one of the agendas, whether as a matter of caution, we should ask for the public hearing anyway, just to be assured of it.
Be happy to. Just to let the folks in the audience know, we did conduct a public hearing at the last board meeting. I'm opening the public hearing.
So I'm double checking. I think the public hearing at the last meeting was for the negative declaration, and this one is for the approval of the resolution. So I think it is actually a different public hearing.
Then so we're in time because we haven't talked about the resolution yet. Let me open the public hearing for the approval of resolution number 2011-1207, evaluating real property in public hearing in accordance with school site selection standards and approving the acquisition of real property, 525 San Antonio Road. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Okay, do we have any comments on this public hearing? Public hearing is now closed. Just in time. Okay.